Hi. I'm Bobby. I am a robot cat. I do believe we are long overdue for a time travel video. I have warped across many kingdoms of old, to discover a far less crooked Lord of the Potatoes. Let us have a look.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? It's Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. Yay!
You never were any less terrifying.
If you feel inclined, please make sure you give me a thumbs up before we get started. And
No.
as always, thank you so much for joining me. I was like, what can we talk about tonight? Can we talk about pants? Should we talk about social media? There's a lot of like really heavy stuff going on, and I just, I wrote about it on my column today related to some of the stuff that's happened in the country in the last, 2 weeks. And
are we prepared for this?
I was like really thinking hard about like, am I going to cover this on my channel? Am I not? And I made the decision that as much as I want to talk about it, I just really don't want to do it on YouTube. I just don't think it's the right platform. So instead, I'm going to just try to have some fun and be a little bit more lighthearted today. And we're going to talk about Jana Duggar.
My dear viewers, this is a gem of a find.
Because this is like the Duggar girl that literally makes my head sort of be like, I got you. Interesting. So Jana, I'll show you guys a picture. Obviously, you should know her, is the oldest daughter.
Let us guess what she is about to imply.
Of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar. She's 29 years old, you guys, which in Duggarland is like practically an old maid, and she is not yet married.
Ah, yes. When you were her age, you were getting tossed out of cars in the freezing cold for being overbearing flues. Never mind.
A lot of people in her family and the public are like obsessed with the fact that she is somehow a 29-year-old woman and not wed. Oh, the audacity. Now, as a woman that actually got married at 31, I can tell you it's really not that weird to be a 29-year-old and not married in the real world. Now, in Duggarland, she's practically like premenopausal because she should probably have like 6 kids by now.
Perhaps this only indicates that Jim Bob actually does allow his daughters some freedom and choices. Never mind.
But she doesn't. So she is 29 and she's the second of their children. So Josh is the oldest, and then comes Jana. Now, the interesting thing about Jana and Josh is that these two existed pre-crazy town Duggars. Okay? So like, if you know anything about the history of these people, like Michelle and Jim Bob were not the holy rollers that they claim to be now. In fact, Jim Bob and Michelle, they did a lot of the hanky-panky, the hokey-pokey, the all that freaky deaky stuff before they got married.
This is quite uncomfortable.
They got down and dirty. They kissed before they got married. There was no such thing as side hugging. Michelle had multiple boyfriends. Jim Bob had other girlfriends. This was like a couple that decided after the fact that they were just going to, raise their kids in a crazy cult.
I feel I should spare you the very uncomfortable obsession this becomes.
So this wasn't always the way of life in the Duggar home, let's just say. And part of me wonders if those very early formative years, without the types of restrictions that they had today, might have formulated Jana's brain to realize this wasn't exactly the life she wanted.
Or, perhaps she is not willing to marry her very first eHarmony match. Never mind.
I don't know. A lot of fans have speculated over the years about why she's still single. Could it be that there's like so many different theories like floating around, you guys, like so many. So Yeah, I know she's got a twin. I'm saying like Jana is the first girl, okay? So, thank you for the Lisa, thank you for your super chat. Um, so there's a bunch of different theories going around in terms of why she might still be single, okay? And so some of them are pretty crazy, okay? So one is that of the Josh Duggar scandal, Jana was one of the sisters that was part of that group. And some people have gone as far as to say and speculate that maybe she was the part of the reason that this story came forward. Maybe Jim Bob is punishing her for speaking out about it.
Wait. But didn't you just never mind?
Maybe he's holding her like captive and he's not going to allow her to get married, blah 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 blah. That's probably the craziest of all of the theories that have come up by fans. Another theory is that she's a lesbian. That's been floating around for a really long time. I don't really know. She seems nice when I watch her on TV. I don't get like crazy lesbian vibes, but
Wait. What did you just say?
She seems nice when I watch her on TV. I don't get like crazy lesbian vibes, but she seems nice when I watch her on TV. I don't get like crazy lesbian vibes, but
So, lesbians are not nice people. But I thought you were. Never mind.
hey, not everyone gives off like lesbian vibes, okay?
No, Catherine. You do not.
So,
Never mind.
But she did have a friend that she was very close to for many years, and there was a lot of speculation that the two of them had a very tight relationship. And as people began to question, because they spent so much time together, that they might have a relationship, somehow like that friend like literally disappears, and people start talking in the conspiracy world that Jim Bob made that friend disappear so the appearance of a not so sinful relationship would exist in the Duggar world. Sinful relationship would exist in the Duggar world. Sinful relationship would exist in the Duggar world.
My God.
Now, it's never, she's flat out denied that she is not, she's flat out said she is not into women and has said that she likes men. Who knows? I mean, it's not that crazy of a theory, but it's never been confirmed. So,
Who needs confirmation when we have you running with any theory that you can simultaneous find pleasure? Never mind.
oh. Then there's this other theory that the parents aren't going to let her get married because Michelle doesn't want to raise the kids. So there's a lot of people that say, okay, Michelle just like wanted to have all the babies, but she didn't actually want to raise them. And if you know anything about this family, the older sisters and the older siblings really, they have a buddy system. And so the older siblings really did like raise the younger sisters or the younger siblings. So like in the buddy system, like Jill, for instance, is Joy Anna's buddy. She almost kind of refers to Joy Anna as like her baby girl. And all of the older siblings have sort of had little buddies. Now, in a recent trip to Wisconsin and into St. Louis, Josh and Anna took two of Josh's younger sisters. So Jim Bob and Michelle, let's just say, haven't always been the most hands-on.
Wait. I thought you have been working to expose Josh Duggar for many years. Where is your outrage here that he took his young siblings on holiday alone?
When one of the kids got really, really hurt, actually when two of the children got really, really hurt and were in the hospital, it wasn't mom and dad that were there, it was the older siblings that were sort of coordinating and working through everything. So some people speculate that Jim Bob and Michelle just keep Jana there because they don't want to deal with all the kids. Another interesting theory. So a lot of things have been sort of like flittering around and talked about. And then there's this whole question of like, has she courted? Well, last season she actually admitted that there has been other men. She said that she has dated a couple different guys, but it's just never really been the one. In fact, in an interview in the last season, she said, you know, she doesn't want to just settle for the sake of settling. She said if she really wanted to just like, she said she could have been married by now if she wanted to. But she just never found the right guy, and she didn't want to just pick a guy for the sake of just getting married and having kids, which I would think some of her younger sisters probably have. Now, when we look at Joanna, for example, her husband is a real jerkbag, and there's been lots and lots of speculation that he is not the kindest person. They've already gone through counseling. She was the one that had the shotgun wedding. There was a lot of rumors that she was pregnant when she got married.
Would this not indicate that the girls have freedom to do as they wish?
So there's, you know, some of these girls have definitely settled, let's just say. And Jana was just like, nope, we're not going to do that. So a lot of people have been wanting her to like hook up with like Lawson Bates, which again, she's said online she's not connected to him. And then there's this guy that she was courting, I can't remember his name, but he was actually arrested last year for doing some not so good things to some kids. Not so good things to some kids.
Such a professional reporter.
So then there's the speculation that maybe someone that she thought she might get married to getting arrested might have spooked her. I don't know. I have something like, I'm thinking about this from more of a pragmatic and maybe just a very simple standpoint. But what if it was just as simple as Jana doesn't want to get married?
It is that simple. To everyone except for yourself. 'Tis you who is constantly making content to speculate on Jana.
Maybe it's really that simple, you guys. And maybe it's as simple as Jana knows that once she does get married, she literally is going to have to start popping out babies. And if she stays in this fundamental cult, would have her entire life would be like glued to making babies, caring for her husband, basically being a slave. And at this point in time, she's got the freedom to kind of move around. Yeah, she has to help out mom and dad, but she definitely doesn't have to like stick by their sides. Hell, right now she's in Los Angeles visiting her sister Ginger, which, by the way, is an interesting choice for her to visit because Ginger is like the #1 rebel in this family. If you remember, Ginger wears pants, she has high heels. In fact, when we look at most of the older girls, many of them have sort of started to take like tiny little steps away from the very fundamental lives that their parents have. Jill has her nose pierced and wears pants. You've got Ginger who wears pants and heels and shorts. Even Jessa has some pants. I mean, I was just kind of thinking, wouldn't it be crazy if on this recent trip to California, what if Jana wore pants?
Great work on your years of service to dismantle
that
a cult.
Would be crazy. Now,
you idiot.
What I did think was interesting was while she's on this trip, and can I also make this like comment and say that like, first of all, Jana has a social media account, which is interesting because that's against the rules in the Duggar house. So part of me thinks, is she doing this as in defiance of her dad? Is she not getting married because she knows that's what her dad wants?
They all have social media.
Is she not getting married because that's not the life that she wants to have? Is she not getting married because she doesn't want to be pregnant? What if it's just as simple as just not wanting to conform? I feel like it might be that practical. And in the real world, 29 is not that uncommon to be still single. In fact, the U.S. Census Bureau reported in 2018 that the average age of a woman that's getting married today is 28 years old, with the average man approaching 30. And they estimate by the year, I think, 2025, that women will be over the age of 30 by the time they get married.
Why are you speaking in this voice? This is not your
With the
voice.
age trending up, it's really not that weird that she's single, you guys. It's only in Duggarland that everyone's all like, why can't you get married? Oh my God! Oh my God! And
Katie Land. You mean
if you
Katie
go
Land?
onto her Instagram page, it's actually super sad, you guys, because everyone is like, oh God, Jana, I am praying to God.
Sweet Lord
that
Jesus,
you
stop
find
this
a
at
woman
once.
That, or a man. I hope you
Wow.
find your prince, your shining armor.
You are absolutely terrifying.
The man, the
Stop
guy
it.
that will like carry you through. And she's just like, you guys, I'm fine. It's okay. In fact, someone on Instagram asked her
Good God,
today,
do not ever
or
do that
yesterday,
again.
like why she hasn't found the one. And she quoted a Michael Bublé song and said that she just hasn't found them yet. And that's okay.
She continues on about knees and pants. We finally reach a point where she clearly has a glitch in her programming. Somehow, she reverts back to her rejected youth and demonstrates her painful lack of physical self-awareness.
There's these tiny, tiny, tiny little drips and drops that I see on her in her social media. One, that she has a social media, which is a rule that's not allowed in the Duggar family, yet she still has that. And two, that she's traveling alone to California. An unwed girl traveling across the country without her father? Oh, heaven forbid.
What the fuckery was that?
Like, in the Quiverful movement, women are like shackled to their houses until they get married. Daddy owns them. And she had the audacity to travel by herself to Los Angeles, all the way from Arkansas. Oh my God. Part of me really would hope, and this is just a tickle inside of me, but I feel like the best thing she could possibly do would be to just like move out and like have a career and like do her own thing, and like literally while she was doing it, stick her middle finger up to Jim Bob and then get married to a woman.
I thought discussing the orientation of the Duggars was something you
I
never
don't know. I have no idea if she's a lesbian. Oh, I have no idea. None. But I really don't think she's being held against her will. I really don't think she's being held captive. I really just think she doesn't want to get married. But that's just me. And if people are really going to talk about Lawson Bates, I don't ever want to like poke someone's sexuality, but I get some serious gay vibes from him. And I'm pretty sure his dad is gay.
Wow.
Oh, or is that the Chrisleys? No, that's the Chrisleys. I don't know. But the Bates guy, he gives me some serious gay vibes.
What have you got up there that is making you say such terrible things?
Now.
Good God, do not ever do that again.
Where they buy their clothing. Okay, anyways. So, she, sorry. You guys are getting me, okay, so anyways.
You are very disgusting.
Duggars right now.